Hello to you. Hello, I'm excited to see all of you. And today we will talk about interesting country, about things which is happening in this country, and as you guessed, it will be Greece. Yes, topic for today. And I see already a message from Amateur V. I'm excited to see you. It is nice. Maybe I'm sitting too high. Maybe I need to change a little bit angle. Uh, yes, let's change angle. Okay, like this maybe. And yes, I'm excited to see all of you. Greece. I think that everyone heard about this country at least once, and I've heard some period of time, especially when they had crisis. And I already see, wow, so many people we have already. Hello to Jamie Dreams. As always, Jamie is driving. Please drive safe. Please be safe. Thank you for listening. Our wonderful conversation. And hello to Lisa Marshall. As always, happy to see to Thomas Lee. And yes, it is amazing. Amateur with Lisa Marshall, Thomas Lee, Jamie Dreams. Wow, what can we dream of about? And Greece, I've heard about these countries several times, as I said before, and I'm sure that in political science, this Greece was in minds of a lot of political scientists for during some period of time, especially during some crisis which was happening, let's say 5 years ago, maybe 7, before COVID. People or everyone was talking about Greece. Oh, hello, Nanny Mouse. Hi, happy to see you. Exciting, very exciting to see you. And yes, before COVID, everyone was talking about Greece for sure. And I do not see Sam Smith Q, but if you here, hello to you. Happy to see you too. And yes, this video, which we will watch today, will be from channel Get Diode, if I am correct. You can find link below in description from original video. I liked this channel a lot because it is quite objective. It is not going too far to like sometimes people can do, and that's why I like this channel. But before we will start to talk about Greece, I mean to watch video, it would be nice obviously to start to understand example general idea, example GDP, maybe population, and because of crisis I think it will be nice to know about unemployment and national debt or debt. Yes, we will try to talk about these two. At least we will try to look at these facts, these numbers, and maybe it will be helpful for me to understand in future a little bit more about itself, like political situation, maybe why they do such decisions or not others. And yes, Adrian, hello to you. You said hello, Alex, and all and everyone. Like, привет, Alex, и все остальные. You wrote this in Russian language. Thank you, and happy to see you, Adrian, as always. Hello, Russians. Oh, sorry. Hello, Russians. Okay, I mean, hello, Alex, and everyone. Happy to see you, of course, Adrian, as always. And yeah, let's share screen, and we will look, of course, here. We will start. Let's start from Greece population, or maybe population. Yes, because I do not like when they're showing pretty often in some statistics. Yeah. Oh, hello. I thought I was VIP. Hello, Heather. Hello. It's always nice to see you. It's always nice. And yes, I saw, to be honest, 5 minutes ago. But still, I mean, uh, population of Greece, we can see it was improving, like not improving, because for some people it is not improving. It depends how you think. Increasing. Increasing since urbanization probably started, or maybe world created, how to say, how it's called. Anyway, because of this opportunity, when people started to grow more food, stuff like this, urbanization, we can see that fertilizers, and they decided to grow too by amount of people, and we can see it was amazingly increasing. Example, we can see even dates from 1800s. 18. It's crazy that they say this. It is in million, in population in thousands. Yeah. Anyway, we can see that at this moment, that population of Italy, or Greece. Oh gosh, why I'm thinking about Italy? Greece. It is 2020. Yeah, 10.4 million people. Looks like this. Yeah, population of Greece. (2024), 10.3 millions. You can see. Just here we in this website Statista, we see until 2024. Oh, sorry, 2020, 10.4 million. We can see tendency since 2004 and maybe 5, population of Greece decline. Interesting, I wonder why. And it is decline, and it is quite a sensitive probably topic for people who is from Greece, and but before it was growing quite steadily. I wonder what's happened. If you have any suggestions, idea, or understanding, it would be nice to see your to hear your explanation. But you can see it was for century, growing for century, like really, like not just one decade, but steadily growing for century. And now we can see something happened since 2005. It became decline. I really do not understand like why it's so. Okay, we saw population 10 more million people, 10.4 million people, and obviously you can find statistics where example population with prediction until 2028, and it looks like I'm using this website, same website. It looks like it will be quite steady on the same level, little bit decline. I'm not understanding where they taken numbers from, like on which way, like how they creating these numbers. And like example, yeah, I have no idea, but it looks like it will decline. And obviously I look sometimes on such numbers where people trying to predict. I look at this like on speculations, seriously, because everything can change, and they like can take a lot of like immigrants example, or maybe they will create programs and unemployment rate will be quite low. As a result, people will feel more secure to have maybe not 2 child but 3 and 5, or 5, even 5. Yes, because we know that if we want to increase population, uh, it's not enough to have 2 children, three minimum. In this situation, population will grow. Anyway, now we do not see. And while I said about unemployment, same website, Statista, you can see it is interesting unemployment rate since 1999 to 2022. Isn't it crazy? I think it is crazy. And I see your message, Anonymous. The population of Greece has experienced a decrease in 2023 compared to the previous year. In 2022, the population was 10.46 million people, according to the Greek Statistical Authority. It was like 0.5%. Thank you for sharing with this. That's what I'm talking about. Because on Statista you can see decline, but when we are talking about prediction, it is like, example, I will try to predict what will happen tomorrow in Russia. Obviously, it is ridiculous. I do not know. I just do not know. Who knows, maybe tomorrow there will be in Russia revolution, or maybe they will decide like we will go towards democracy. I have no idea. And same with statistics. Like I do not know how people taking this number, where they taken from. It's just like nonsense. But sometimes this nonsense interesting to see what people think. Anyway, we can see unemployment rate. And skyrocketing it was in 2008. You can see maximum it was 2013. Can you imagine so high unemployment rate in Greece? Gosh, it's like 27%. And they didn't have any war. I mean, like they're not so. They were not attacked, but by anyone, as far I know. Did the recent war, maybe I skipped something? Greece. Last war. When was? And you can see the Greek Civil War was last in 1949. Like 70 plus years ago. Can you imagine what's happened? They didn't have any war, but we have such crazy numbers. 27% unemployment rate. It is sad, but at the same time we can see that they are doing everything to. And yes, by the way, let's be honest, let's be clear. Unemployment rate started to increase in Greece since 2008. It was 7.7, then 9.6. It was like skyrocketing. It looks like during 5 years, government couldn't stop this. Government of Greece couldn't do anything. Maybe they of course trying to improve, but then it reached some point where it was impossible to go further without deciding this problem. And we can see they like decided, okay, we are tired from unemployment rate, let's do something. And it's current on 2022 12.16%. Probably it looks like unemployment rate in Greece. Rate of Greece 2024. You can see at this moment it is like 10.5%. It is according to assessment of the Foundation for Economic and Industrial Research. Never heard about this research, but it looks like okay. Greece will see an annual growth of around. There will be growth, they said. Okay. Anyway, this interesting to see. Interesting what kind of measurements they did for preventing this situation. And by the way, see Eugene. Hello to Eugene. Happy to see you. Hi, hi, hi. And hello to Sam Nonia. Hello to Sam Nonia. It's always nice to see amazing people. And yes, Anonymous said they do not product much, and their culture does not demand a high work ethic. Seriously. Oh my gosh. If I knew. I'm joking. Because I mean, like, it looks like people there love to have peaceful way of living, because you can find some countries which are creating something every year, like America, it creating like moving this world further. America is creating new technologies, like as a result others like okay, we need to do this too. Like or maybe for them it's easier to use American technologies pretty often, I don't know. But as a result, we can see that Greece, one of the countries where they had this problem with unemployment. And also, I would like to watch with you bills. And by bills, I mean national debt from 20. By why 2028? How they can predict this? Maybe. Or anyway, here in billion dollars, currently 20, let's say about 2023, it is in billion US dollars, 408.2 billion dollars, American dollars, 408. I already feel for such small country by population it is little bit a lot. It is maybe too much. Have no idea. But looks a lot, and obviously it looks like it will increase. Here I do not have any doubts that it will increase. Like, come on. But let's look for GDP. GDP of Greece. Per capita, we can see it is like what? Macro trends. Never saw this website before. Maybe it would be good to see this anyway, and I hope that it will upload. But it'll showing quite good from we can see 1960s. It was growth, and when we are talking about population, it was growing too. They had a little bit stagnation, they had some declines or whatever it is, but it was growing. GDP per capita, US dollars, annual growth. We can see that in 2008 it was declined. Same was with how it's called, with unemployment rate, and exactly only in 2016 we can see 3.6% it was improving. 20 it was again COVID, 2019 and 2020 COVID, and it was again decline. In 2021 it was improving. I feel that they have troubles. It's like you can find these words, Houston, we have a problem, and here we need to say, like, Greece, we have a problem. Like, because it looks like nothing is giving them chance, like something is happening every time. Something is happening. Anyway, it's just numbers. It's just numbers. The most important, if people will have peaceful sky and freedom of basic free, not basic only freedoms, but freedoms itself. Yeah, I saw your message, Anonymous. Thank you for sharing. And let's look for you say that Anonymous, low, they're good looking, men and women. Depends who you like. More. Yes. Anyway, let's start watching video. I think for beginning, for like a general understanding, it would be like already good understanding. We know that they had unemployment rate quite terrible, especially a decade ago. They made some measurements. It is already like 3 times better, like really 3 times, like 10%. Before it was like 27% plus, like unemployment rate. We looked that population is decline, like since 2005, and as a result, because of economy situation, we know some reasons overall, as a result we can see that yes, Greece, we have a problem. But they're trying to improve something. We can see by numbers. I didn't read anyone programs. Anyway, what we will do now, as I said before, this YouTube channel from GeoDiode, as I said before, this link you can find in description below. And today we will look also about prices for apartments or houses, whatever. If you know maybe a website which is better to use, you can write this website, because I like your suggestions. They're helpful, like websites where I can be able to see in English prices for apartments, example in their capital. And we will watch also about capital, population of capital, and stuff like this. Okay, let's go. My advice for you to leave like, to leave comment in Eagle community, to prepare tea, coffee, vodka, whatever you like. And yes, let's enjoy. Wow. I love this. Wow. What? Are you serious? It isn't, like you can see, isn't this dangerous? They're so brave, like, or maybe because there was, isn't that, where was tradition to throw like weak people from edge of the cliff in Sparta? As a result, when you're looking at this and this like geography and cliffs, it looks like no immigrants will come to them. They can throw from the cliff anyone who will go to their country. It's just in case, I'm joking. Maybe it is bad to joke about immigrants, because I'm immigrant by myself. In America, I did this, in my situation, everything was peacefully. But yeah, it was a joke. Maybe, sorry, I should say sorry for those who is going through this process at this moment. But I believe you will understand. And I see, Lisa Marshall, as always, you gave this link for searching Speed Gotas, like for searching homes in Greece. Thank you a lot. I see this message. Thank you. We will use your website. One moment, let's go. But I love this. I love this view for sure.
Rocky Peninsula and an archipelago at the southeast edge of Europe. Thousands of beaches across hundreds of islands under the warm Mediterranean sun. It's no wonder that this country sees millions of visitors every year. But don't be fooled by such touristic selling points.
Who say that guys, they're pretty? They look quite nice. I mean, cute. Look at this face. He's cute. And this one guy is cute. And it is traditional, I believe, clothes. Interesting. It is reminding a little bit. It's what's reminding me? Scotland, no? Oh, Ireland. But it's just different color. But yeah, it is cute. Very cute, I mean.
It can be argued that this land produced a people and culture that influenced the world beyond any other. It could be argued that the Western world in particular would be unrecognizable today without the existence of this culture. Having one of the longest spans of recorded history, its people have gone from global influences to conquerors and then to the conquered. But their people and language have survived more or less intact to the present day, distinct from others, and deeply proud of their past.
Yes, and deeply proud of their past. It is amazing when people love country and love culture. Because it is important to love your culture and respect others. Why not? It is important to have cultural exchange. I'm always for this because it is one of the things which is making human to be human. Culture, education. It is making us a little bit special as like Homo sapiens. Anyway, yeah, they're proud and it is amazing. I see here also beautiful bridge. I don't know. I'm one of these people who is liking beautiful architecture. I'm one of these people who likes beautiful buildings and bridges, including bridges. And it looks like they have quite nice beaches too.
And deeply proud of their past. This land could only be Greece.
part 2. It is part 2. Didn't know that it is part 2. And one of the thing, maybe Greece is too pretty for people to feel inspired to work. I think that maybe one of the thing, it is like, I know that sometimes in some locations, I don't know what is happening, but people, maybe because of weather, they're not they do not think that the pace of life different. Pace of life completely different, and example you can find. I know this by Russia. In when it is warmer, people have association, example, with Sochi or Krasnodarsky region, Krasnodarsky Krai, Krasnodar region. People have association pretty often with this particular region, like with location where you can go on vacation, with place where you are resting, not working, because this place not meant to for working. But it doesn't mean that there nobody's working. I'm just telling this to you. And with Greece, I was always in my mind, I never heard about technology from Greece. I never heard about Greece that like have like nuclear weapon or something like this. What I've heard all my life about Greece, it is mythology, gods, Greek gods. It is religion. It is vacations, like to have to live in Greece. It's something cool for some people. That's what I've heard, and I had a sensation that people there do not work at all because their life like this, like not good environment for working. I don't know, because they relax too much. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I've heard. I believe that it is better not to think stereotypically, and that's why today we are looking, and we will look for facts, for numbers. Okay, let's go.
Greece is a country that marks the southeastern boundary of Europe. It is home to the Greek people, descendants of a culture that spans almost 5,000 years of history. The word Greece comes to us via the Latin.
I cannot handle this view. It is just crazy. I mean, like, it is crazy. Like, gosh, who was these people who was building it there? It is beautiful, I have no doubt.
People, descendants of a culture that spans almost 5,000 years of history. The word Greece comes to us via the Latin Graecia, as the first contact the Romans made with the Greeks were the ancient Graici tribe that settled in southern Italy. Greeks today call their country Ellada, but in classical times it was known as Hellas, and this is why Greek culture is often referred to as Hellenic. In this, the second of 2 videos about the country, I will look at the physical and human geography of the mainland and islands, the structures and symbols of the modern state, the country's economy, and the Greek culture of today. In part 1, I focused on its long history from political, military and cultural viewpoints, and I highly recommend that you watch that episode, linked top right, if you haven't already done so, in order to truly understand the Greeks as well as their impact on the greater world.
Yes, I think I didn't know that he showed like part 1, and I just looked in his channel and I saw that part part 2. And I didn't know that it is second part. And by the way, I will a little bit change like a topic just for a few seconds, because I see a message from Lisa Marshall, and this message about my channel, in Russian channel, because in future I have plans when I will have opportunity to have example 50 subscribers there. I will be happy to do the live streams only in Russian. I had this, it doesn't mean that I will do this immediately. I have so many goals for myself, and like so many things which I want to do. And anyway, to have opportunity to gain the little bit subscribers, at least I need to have maybe 150 for live streams to do that. Anyway, it's not in a rush. You could have desire on opportunity, you can subscribe on my YouTube channel, Russian YouTube channel, and it would be amazing. And other thing, you can also help me on Buy Me a Coffee. I'm still collecting and I will do collecting like, Alex, come to Sweden. Why go to Sweden? I want to visit one day all countries around the world except few of them. I mean, yeah, maybe I hope that one day we'll go. Let's talk a little bit seriously. Sweden. For me to go to Sweden, it is challenging. Number one, because visa restrictions. All European countries have strict visas. And number two, right now I'm focusing on my life here in the USA more. Like I want already to make my life here and to go. I'm going towards my goals, which was thinking all my life. I want to know another language, and I want to have to grow in political science. Yes, that's what I want to do. But thank you, of course, Thomas Lee, for your I appreciate your support and willing to invite me, not willing, but inviting me, and it is important for me. Thank you, appreciate this, Thomas Lee. I hope one day I will be able to go. Why not? F50. What does it mean, F50? Yes, what does it mean, F50? I don't know.
In particular, in that video, I detail the cultural impact this country has had on the world.
And one of the things, because I'm not the kind of guy who wants to run from and live, for example, in one country, then to go to... I want to live in one country. And I do not want to... how would say... documentations. It's everything so difficult. I do not... waste my life always thinking about documents, thinking about my example. I do not have my own apartment. If I will fly always from place to place, it is not like serious. Maybe, I don't know. That's one of the things I'm thinking about. And Alex, just let the flow be one. Thank you. Hello to you, Sam Smith Q. Happy to see you. Happy to see you. Yes.
The appropriate historical ages in which they first saw light. This second video will address the Greek culture of today only. Greece is a peninsula and archipelago at the southeast corner of Europe, with Italy.
Sorry. Again, thinking about, because you mentioned about this, I do not want by my choice to offend anyone. I love all countries around the world. I do not like certain people who is making terrible policy towards own people, like in Russia. This do not like situation, but it doesn't mean that I do not like other cultures. I love other cultures, but at the same time, yeah, opportunity to visit all European countries, and for me to visit, example, I want to visit and live the example at least 1 year. I cannot like visit. For in my mind, it's like visiting for 1 day or for 2 days. I do not feel connection with place. Maybe it is a wrong approach. Like to travel, you can visit even 1 week. It would be enough. But I feel that it's just my way. I hope one day I will visit this country, like Sweden. Alex, get USA passport. It will be long way. It will be long way, my friend. Long. I like, come on. 5 years minimum. 5 years. Let's count.
And the Adriatic to the west, the Balkans to the north, Anatolia to the east, and the eastern Mediterranean basin to the south. The mainland is a rocky, mountainous land that is roughly split into 3 sections. The far north of Macedonia and Thrace, which extends all the way along the northern coast of the Aegean Sea to Turkey. The central part making up the bulk of Greece, in which the tall Pindus Mountains split Epirus in the west from Thessaly and Attica in the east, along with the large island of Euboea, separated from the mainland by only a few miles. It is in this part of Greece that we find the greatest peaks, with the tallest being one of the most well-known of all mountains globally, Mount Olympus, supposed home of the Greek gods, rising to almost 3,000 meters. The last section of the mainland is the southernmost peninsula of the Peloponnese that is joined to the rest of the mainland by the narrow isthmus of Corinth. The mainland accounts for approximately 80% of the land area, with the remainder being made up of islands in the extensive Greek archipelago.
And when I'm thinking about Olympus, I immediately think about Percy Jackson. I have these books. Where are they? I want to show you them. Is it them? I was reading. It's, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Time flies so fast. Like, it is crazy. I've read all these 5 books about Percy Jackson, and it is based on Greek mythology. Percy Jackson, it is like American literature from Rick Riordan, and I'm grateful Bill for helping me with these books. He bought this for me, and I read 5 of them in previous year. I have more of them, but the idea when that's like when I'm thinking about Greece, immediately I'm thinking about mythology, because when I was in at university studying in Russia, I remember I was doing this research like about Greek gods, about like, come on, because I had some like task homework from my university teacher. As a result, yeah, and yes, and right now on Disney Plus you can find amazing series about Percy Jackson. It is of course for children, for teenagers. You as adult of course can watch this too. For me, like, it is an attempt to rid off these cultural gaps which I have in American culture, because yeah, that's why my advice for those who study in English to read these Percy Jackson's 5 books. I've read it, maybe in previous year I did this, and it is very fascinating. I want to tell you where to put this. Okay, I will put this here. Yes. It is fascinating, and yes, Greece, that's what I'm talking about, that Greece gave to world a lot. And including to the USA, we can see like Rick Riordan, yes, Riordan, he was inspired by Greece culture. And right now, these Percy Jackson books, they're in American program, school program. Yeah.
To the west of the mainland, we have the Ionian Islands, with Corfu, Kefalonia, and Zakynthos being the largest three. These islands never fell to the Ottoman Turks, remaining in the hands of Venice, and so have a distinctly different feel to the rest of Greece. But it is to the east and southeast where we find the bulk of the Greek islands within the Aegean Sea. The northernmost are a relatively small number of medium to large islands, including Lesbos, Limnos, Thasos, and Samothrace. The Sporades group can then be found near to the middle part of the mainland, but the largest group of over 200 islands are in the southern Aegean and are known as the Cyclades. The most well-known of these is Santorini, site of a cataclysmic eruption during the Bronze Age that blew the island apart, leaving a steep-walled caldera which today attracts hordes of tourists every year. The most southeasterly of the Greek islands is the Dodecanese, with the large island of Rhodes being the most well-known, today a very popular tourist destination, and once home to one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world, the Colossus.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we have the most southerly and largest of the Greek islands, Crete, home to the first civilization in Europe, the Bronze Age Minoan culture, and today the host of millions of annual visitors. The draw of so many...
Oh, I love this view. It is an amazing view. It looks really gorgeous. And Jean, you said that you didn't know that they had so many islands. I had no idea. I mean, I knew that they have islands. Like, I knew this because, based on their locations. I didn't know how many of them because, like, obviously they have islands because they have this access to sea, but I didn't know how many of them. And, like, by the way, like, we can use Google Earth Greece just to look. Google Earth. Oh, I could, to be honest, use Google Map. It's not necessary, to be honest, to... Yes. Let's go. Maybe I need to change layer. Oops. Yeah, let's use maybe Google Map. Google Map, it is more convenient. I was using before. Anyway. Okay, Alex. Wow. What do I have here? What is happening? What is happening? Why do not see this? Oh, now I finally we did this. Let's go to Greece. Where is Greece? It is here. Let's go to some island. I don't know where he dropped. I dropped him, this guy. Maybe if you was in Greece, oh, it looks so graceful. I mean, like, even if, like, so many people probably have here life, like calm life. Oh, it looks nice. It looks very pleasant to walk around and yes. What can I tell here? If you look on some houses, they can be old. Probably not all houses they're able to repair. I don't know. I mean, like, they had crisis, let's be honest. But it looks anyway quite nice. Because maybe nature making all this stuff, making this more beautiful. Wow, I love this architecture. It's simple but beautiful. Simple, yeah. And this signs, how it's written. Wow. And I see your message, Sam Smith Q. Alex, I also never accept gifts from Greek nationals or make loans to colored people seeking them. Wow. Wow, why? I didn't know this. Wow. Graceful, it's my made words. It is my made up words. It looks so graceful. How Greece should look like. It's just my made up words. Yes. Lisa Marshall said, when I was a child, I dreamt of going to Greece. Dreamt. I heard another pronunciation, dreamt. Like, wow, I dreamed of going to Greece because, because I was fascinated by the ancient architecture. Yeah, architecture can be amazing there. And let's continue watching. But it looks nice. Number one. For me, sometimes difficult to know about country. Like, what can you understand about country from distance? Not so much. Presence in this country can give you more connection with country itself. Example, even though that I was studying English for a couple years before eventually be here, and only then I realized like, wow, America is like, I started to understand better America only like now, like only now. And like, I know it is like, I need to understand, like it will take like many years because it is so big country. And I believe that same we can tell about any country because so much happening everywhere, and as a result, like, gosh, so much happening. Okay, let's continue watching video. And I like this view. I have no doubt that I like this view.
Tourists to Greece is in part due to its rich history and resultant archaeological sites. But the other reason is the presence of so much coastline combined with ideal beach weather in the form of a Mediterranean climate guaranteeing hot, sunny days all summer. The classic hot summer Mediterranean climate type within the Köppen classification system, CSA, comprises mild wet winters and hot dry summers and dominates the country, with almost all coastal regions experiencing this climate. The mountains of the mainland produce notable differences, with the Ionian Islands experiencing particularly wet winters as storms blow in from the west and are lifted by the mountains, cooling the air and releasing its moisture as rain. Consequently, the other side of these mountains in Macedonia experiences a borderline semi-arid, humid subtropical climate due to drier winters, convectional summer rain pushing down from the Balkans, and low overall annual precipitation. In the mountains themselves, the winter weather is snowy, leading to a dry summer, continental-type climate. The islands in general have a milder climate of warmer winters and summers, with less heat compared to the mainland, owing to the moderating effect of the Mediterranean waters. As to be expected with such hot, dry summers, the prevailing biome is that of Mediterranean scrub, a landscape of hardy shrubs and grasses that can tolerate such summer extremes. Such a climate is favorable to notable species of small fruit-bearing trees such as the olive. Upland areas of the mainland see scrub giving way to forests due to cooler summers, with conifers dominating the higher slopes and poplars, oaks and cypress found on lower slopes. One of the most notable geopolitical features of the Aegean is that all but a handful of islands in this sea belong to Greece, with many just a few kilometers from the Turkish Anatolian mainland. Why this?
Oh wow, it is fascinating. It is interesting. How is it like happening? Like we can see this map. We can see clearly this map, and they're really 100 kilometers from Turkey. But nevertheless, it belongs to Greece. It is interesting. It is a very interesting situation. Wow. Fascinating, what can I tell? Fascinating. I believe, like just my suggestion, based on just anything. I mean, just based on speculations. Maybe it is because historically it's happened. We were watching before about Turkey with Turkey Empire, Ottoman Empire, and as a result, maybe because of wars, they will defeated Turkey, and as a result, it is like this. Turkey was defeated, lost wars, and yeah. Okay, anyway, just my speculation. Interesting line here we can see on the north. Yeah. Alex, thank you for sharing. Jamie Dreams. They have ferries between Turkey and Greece. In Bodrum, Turkey, it's super easy to travel over with a visa. Wow, maybe one day when I will have opportunity, I will travel. But my main concern, because the most important for me to think about my basic needs, like in future, where I will live. I do not have own apartments. Like in Houston, I want to have. I'm thinking more about these basic things than about traveling outside, because at this moment I have support. Obviously, I have place to stay, but I need to think about things where I will live, about my own place, and only then, when I will have this made up, only then I can think about spending money on traveling or spending money on such like other stuff. At this moment, I think it is not priority for me to travel outside unless I do not have my own place. And yes, anyway, thank you for sharing with me, because it is fascinating to know. Yeah, Turkey people and the Greek, do marry each other. Oh, it is nice. It is nice. Why not? But yeah, I do not know how it's happening. I mean, like by visa restrictions. Who knows? Maybe it's easier for them because they're neighbors.
This is so is a result of centuries, indeed millennia, of Greek colonization of the whole Aegean and events that took place a century ago, which are detailed in part 1 of this presentation. The land borders of Greece
Yes, I'm stopping a lot today. Alex, of course you need to focus on the USA process right now, but later in your life should. Life is going, I'm shocked, like life is going so fast away from you. I mean, like everything is in life is happening so fast. You just not, it is like I'm already 30 plus years, and as a result I'm thinking that I still, oh my gosh, and I have only words. It is crazy. It is crazy how life is going fast. And yeah, obviously, thank you for these Jamie Dreams, for your support.
Include a short border with Turkey and a long border with Bulgaria in the historical region of Thrace. Albania forms the highly mountainous northwestern land border, while the central north once bordered Yugoslavia. With the breakup of that country in 1992, the southernmost province, internally known as Macedonia, wished to be known by that name as an independent nation. But owing to the prominence of this word in Greek history, especially in regard to the accomplishments of the Macedonian Greek Alexander the Great, the Greeks protested at this name, claiming that Macedonia was a word reserved only for the Greeks. While this dispute was open, the country was provisionally named the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, but following an agreement between the two countries in 2019, the name was finally settled as North Macedonia. The word Macedonia features in 3 of the 13 administrative regions of Greece, which as a whole...
Yes, so let's look at administrative regions of the Greece. Yeah, Attica, where is Attica number 1? We can see here Attica. We can see Central Greece number 2. Oh, Central Greece number 2. And it looks geographically in Central Greece. They like North, how it's named, where was North Aegean, number 8, North, number 5, Eastern Macedonia and Thrace, Epirus. They have quite interesting names. Quite interesting names for, yeah. Peloponnese, number 9. Peloponnese. It is here. Wow, I like how it's named.
All formalized a shift to a more regional and less centralized government when they were introduced in the 1980s. There is a special 14th region known as the monastic community of Mount Athos, found in the third claw of the Halkidiki Peninsula. This region, home to 20 Greek Orthodox Christian monasteries and around 2,000 monks,
and it is one of the things when we are talking, I will move my face, about religious. Why I said at the beginning what I know about Greece, because Orthodox Church. Russia has Orthodox Church, and pretty often you can find the situation that culturally Russia and Greece, they're connected because of Orthodox Church. And example here, you can find Greek Orthodox Church, and a lot of Russians, not a lot of, maybe majority of them, they go to the Greek Orthodox Church here in Houston, or like because it's kind of culturally like the same. Maybe some people would go specifically to Russian Orthodox Church or Ukrainian Orthodox, something like this. But the majority of people, they go exactly like in Greek Orthodox Church because it is like the same. Yeah. It's interesting to see, like, as you know, maybe that I'm not religious, but to look on this, how it works, it's always interesting. I mean, why not?
Has special rights to govern itself and to determine who can visit, most notably to only males. Many of the monks that have lived there for decades have not seen a single woman in all that time. Despite this move toward regionalization, however, Greece is considered to be a unitary state with ultimate power within the central government as opposed to federal systems like that of the USA or Australia. Having in the past dallied with monarchs and also suffered under military dictatorship within living memory, it is now a constitutional republic with a constitution introduced in 1975 after the fall of the junta of the colonels. The head of state is the president, although this is now largely a ceremonial role, with the prime minister, being the leader of the largest party within parliament, having executive authority. Greece is unicameral, meaning only one parliamentary house, whose 300 members are elected for 4-year terms under a system of proportional representation. For decades up until the financial crisis of 2008, Greek politics was dominated by the center-right New Democracy.
And yes, so that's what I was talking about at the beginning. We were talking together. In 2008, they started huge unemployment. Crisis was quite huge. And if we will look again on unemployment rate, you can see 2008 started crisis, 7.7% unemployment. Peak was of this in 2013, 27.4% unemployment rate. For during 5 years, they were like going down, and then already they did some measurements, found this power wheel, and right now some measurements were taken, and right now unemployment rate on 2022 12%, and we look to it is now 2024 like 10%. Yes, 10 plus. Yes, it is interesting to see this and to compare.
And Social Democrat PASOK parties, but following that crisis, the political scene was upended with new parties such as the left-wing Syriza party and the conservative Independent Greeks rising to prominence. The party political situation at the time of this video remains fluid. Greece's foreign affairs...
One moment, when he did this video? Second part, just to be sure. 1 year ago. Okay, 1 year ago. Yes.
Tend to be dominated by long-standing tensions with its fellow NATO neighbour, Turkey, with which it has shared a difficult history for centuries, with the whole country having been occupied by the Ottoman Turkish Empire for over 400 years. Disputes continue over economic exclusion zones around the Greek islands within the Aegean, and tensions over Turkish occupation of Cyprus, the only other Greek-speaking country. Perhaps because of these tensions, Greece has a notably large military with around 140,000 active service personnel. It is the 7th largest military per capita in the world and the 2nd largest in NATO in these terms after the United States. Many of the medium to small vessels within the Greek Navy have been built by the Hellenic
Wow, I didn't know this. Thing, because but at the same time, when you see that they have many islands, they have so many, like how located they are, of course they will have a lot of big navy, let's put like this. It is second after the USA. Can you imagine? Let's look. Yes. Gosh, has Greece. And you can see how many ships has Russia lost in Ukraine war. Wow. But I want to look today not about this, but how many ships has Greece. We can see 5,514 vessels. Different types of vessels. Like not only military, like it is in thousands. Greek-owned fleet represents 59% of the total EU-controlled fleet. Gosh, I didn't know this. 59% belongs to Greece. That's why, just compare with Russia. How many ships has Russia? You can see 219 warships. They're talking about warships, not vessels. Let's say like vessels. Okay, 209. That's showing this. The service current counts 265 units in its active naval inventory. This total includes frontline vessels. Okay. I don't know. They're not talking about Greece. 120 warships. 120 warships has Greece. It is like twice less than Russia, but this country, let's say like this, let's put this country, Greece, has times in many times population of Greece, 10.5 millions, if I remember correctly. Population of Greece, and they have 120 warships. Russia had has much bigger population, but yeah, it is interesting comparison. Interesting comparison. Yeah. Wow. Interesting how strong Greece is. You can see.
Shipyards company of Piraeus, the port of Athens. The Greek flag is distinctive for its blue and white colours, whose design comprises a cross in the top left corner to symbolise the country's strong Christian traditions. The stripes have no particular meaning, but may have.
They're also good merchant marines too. To be honest, what is giving me this information? When I see these things, pretty often when you look, when you live in Russia, and people like Z-Patriots, they're thinking that a world evolves around them. But when you look on reality, on facts, on example, comparing amount of vessels, comparing amount of warships, when you look on statistics, as a result you will be surprised that this Russia, which people have in their head, is just imagination. Yes, Russia has amazing culture, Russia has amazing everything, literature, ballet, I don't know, you can count. But sometimes governments going too far, as a result they have these ambitions, they want to be to look powerful, but in reality, economy, Russian economy, and you count it. It's just facts, and it's like better, of course, to look at these. Like even like if we are comparing with Greece, you're like, wow, Greece here far like much more further than like by amount of vessels than Russia. Greece, a country which has population 10.5 million people. Russia has 100 like 45 million people. Just comparison. I'm not judging anything. I'm just looking this from perspective of political scientist. I'm not trying to say that it is bad, it is good. Just look at this and maybe it will like such comparative politics help you to understand the real situation. Yes, it is interesting. For me, it is interesting to look at this, especially for a person who is Russian. Because you will not find about this information in Russian school. I was studying there, like, it is some information which you can find only on YouTube. Real. It's interesting. This is, wow, I like it.
Have been influenced by those of the flag of the United States. It was developed shortly after Greek independence in 1832 as the naval ensign and was only formally adopted across all land and sea capacities in 1978. The Greek cross is duplicated on the national coat of arms upon a blue shield surrounded by a circle of 2 laurel branches. In the Cato Institute's Human Freedom Index of 2021, compiled from data prior to the recent health crisis, Greece scores relatively high, with an overall ranking within the top third of all countries. Concerns over the justice system and size of government are weak spots that pull it down below the average for European countries, however. The population of Greece is just over 10 million, ranking it 88th in the world. A full third of Greeks.
Yeah, Athens, it is city. I hope that we will probably look at prices in Athens, because I like how it sounds and because of mythology which I was reading before. Percy Jackson, yes, of course, they like Olympus located in Percy Jackson in New York City. And yes, we know that Olympus was, by Greek mythology, it is their mythology at the end of the day, like located in Athens. That's why, like, wow, it would be nice to look their prices on apartments, like how expensive it can be where Greek gods located. You can buy apartments, 1-bedroom apartment. It would be nice to find out.
Live within the greater Athens area, while the second city of Thessaloniki in Macedonia has a population of 1 million. All other cities are significantly smaller in size. The modern Greek language, the only member of the Greek branch of Indo-European languages, is spoken widely only within Greece and Cyprus. It is the descendant of almost 3 millennia of writing with roughly the same alphabet, making it one of the oldest written languages in the world that is still in use, with only Chinese and perhaps Sanskrit and its derivatives being comparable.
Yeah, it is fascinating when you're thinking about language side that Greece has quite interesting. I don't know what they have, to be honest, in language, because I never was thinking about Greece as language. I mean, like, I don't know why. Even though I read Percy Jackson.
At the time of Greek independence in 1832, the modern form known as Demotic Greek had drifted under the influence of Latin, Italian, and Turkish to the point where the ancient form was no longer legible to the population. There was a push by many educated Greeks since to make grammatic forms and words of ancient Greek a part of the official language, and so steering the modern language back toward the ancient form.
I believe that in Greece a lot of people studying English because English it is international language, and that's what I want to look about. How many people know? How many people know English in Greece? Total English speakers 5.5 million. Every second person know English in Greece. It looks like all adults people they know English, and children they're studying because you can count their like population, like there will be 30%, and it's like approximate people are teenagers and children. And I believe that adults it looks like they know English there. In Russia we have numbers 7 million people. It is like crazy less percentage. In Czechia, every second person know English. That's why, despite that, Russia is like you can see, like compare these numbers. It is crazy. It is crazy. Like in Greece, in Czechia, every second person know English. It is like in Russia. Oh my gosh. Not so many, like that's why maybe Russia so fascinating for foreigners because it is closed. I mean, like 7 million people, it is a lot, of course, but still it is not like in Greece. For me, like example, it is like wow, mind-blowing information. Wow. Interesting situation. Despite that Russia has such a bigger population like in times than Greece and Czechia altogether. Wow. Okay. It was interesting information. Quite inspiring that I'm one of these people who is from Russia and learn English.
The debate between the vernacular or vulgar Demotic and the literary ancient Greek raged for over a century or more before finally being put to rest in a constitutional amendment of 1976 which recognized Demotic as the official language. But those scholars had nonetheless done their work over the preceding decades and brought the language much closer to the ancient form than it had been in the 1830s. Recent studies of mitochondrial DNA found in ancient Minoan skeletons on the island of Crete, which date back some 4 millennia, showed remarkable similarity to the DNA of modern Europeans and especially to modern Cretans, indicating that the Greek people of today are, genetically speaking, descended mostly from those of ancient times. The religion of the Greeks is still heavily dominated by the presence of the Greek Orthodox Church, with over 90% of the population identifying with this religion.
Yeah.
With almost 80% of Greeks believing that there is a god, the Greek population is the most religious in Europe. The Greek economy is ranked 53rd in the world by size, with an estimated GDP in absolute terms of $222 billion.
Yes, we talked about, you was asking about experts in chat, and we can see refined petroleum experts, 36 billions. Yeah. A lot of petroleum experts in Greece. Packaged medicaments. What does it mean, packaged medicaments? Like it is already packaged? Like, but I didn't know that Greece exporting petroleum. I didn't know about this thing. But also we can see cheese. Like when you're talking, like I saw this in comments that Greece producing oil, but we can see more petroleum is producing, Greece exporting than oil. How much oil you can find? Do we have here? Pure oil, 1.63%. 1.60. It is a lot. It is a lot. Let's be honest. Cheese, 1.68%. Olive oil, it is 1.63. Yeah. Raw cotton. Well,
as this year. Almost 4/5 of the economy is within the service sector, with about 1/5 industry and 5% agriculture. Out of this dominance of the service sector, notable industries include tourism and shipping. Around 16 million people visited Greece each year before the recent health crisis.
16 million compared to population.
Bringing in money equivalent to about 1/5 of the Greek economy and employing about the same fraction of the labour force. Out of an ancient tradition of maritime innovation and navigation due to its geography of a large archipelago and strengthened for centuries by the exclusive concession of merchant shipping given to the Greeks within the Ottoman Empire, Greece's shipping today is the largest in the world by capacity at 245 million deadweight tons, while its approximately 3,700 registered ships rank 4th in the world by number. Employing about 12% of the workforce, agriculture within Greece is notable for its production of olives, for consumption as a fruit but mainly as oil, which is exported globally. Cotton, pistachio nuts and rice are also notable exports. Greek manufacturing output has increased in recent decades as a percentage more than any other European nation, with the most notable industry being shipbuilding, in particular naval vessels and luxury yachts. Greece joined the EEC, later European Union, in 1982, and the euro currency at its launch in.
Yes, you can see here GDP, like it was peak in 2010. No, 9. It was, of course, declined. We can see 2008 there was crisis and like $300 billion. Yeah, it is quite good GDP for such a small country, I would say. And hello to you, Brenda Snow. Hello to you. Nice to see you. Hi. There's a place just north of here that is a Greek town on the Gulf Sponge Docks. Diving for the cross at Christmas, Tarpon Springs, Florida. Florida? Tarpon Springs. Wow, it is nice. It is nice. Hello to you, of course. Brandon Snow, nice to see you. And we can see that population. I'm still thinking about population of Greece because and comparing numbers with some of them with Russia, and like I'm like, wow, this is amazing, interesting. Such small country, but so huge achievements. Yeah.
2001. Greece suffered more than any other European country in the global financial crisis of 2008. Faced with an inability to pay its foreign debt under pressure from government bondholders, the Greek government introduced severe austerity measures that led to mass unemployment and civil unrest. Since that time,
now I know it is they couldn't handle it, they couldn't pay debt, international debt. It is important to know information this, why they had such terrible crisis. We can see that they're slowly going from this terrible situation, but it is good lesson for other countries that international debt, it is like important.
However, the economy has recovered following a general restructuring. Greek culture today is highly distinct, being at the crossroads of Europe and the Middle East. It has taken influences from both, while at the same time originating a great deal of its own. In ancient times, Greek culture was perhaps the richest of any country in the world, and went on to massively influence Western civilization through its mythology, philosophy, literature, drama, competitive sports, sculpture, and architecture. I have gone into detail on each of these subjects in the Archaic and Classical Age sections of Part 1 of this presentation. Today, Greek culture is notable particularly for its distinctive cuisine, derived from locally sourced ingredients that make it part of the healthy Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
Spread through the Greek diaspora of the 19th and 20th centuries.
And you can see how many people are moving from Greece, huge diaspora, descendants, in America. In America you can find huge diaspora. It is amazing. I didn't know this too. But at the same time, I'm not surprised because people from all around the world going to America. And why I'm not surprised that in America huge cultural diversity, because America it is the best country in the world which is giving people to be yourself. Does it matter your religious, does it matter what your sexual orientation? America will give you opportunity to be yourself. If I'm Russian, it doesn't matter, or from Greece, America can give this, and here we are. I'm not surprised, to be honest, that so many people moving to the USA.
This cuisine has gained popularity around much of the world, with notables being hot dishes such as moussaka and souvlaki, cold dishes such as the classic Greek salad, dips such as tzatziki and tamara salata, and pastry dishes such as spanakopita.
Wow,
olives
delicious.
And olive oil feature heavily.
I do not like olives and this stuff. It is disgusting, but it is healthy, at least. But it is disgusting. I don't know. Anyway, when I see this food, except olives, I think looks delicious and I immediately want to eat.
While dairy products such as feta cheese and strained yogurt, a personal daily favorite of mine, have become internationally popular.
Yeah.
Greek music has a strong tradition going back to ancient times, with the aulos double flute and the lyre documented in pottery from this period. The oldest known complete work of music is Greek. Known as the Epitaph of Seikilos, it may be as old as 2200 years, and its melody forms the basis of this video's title music.
Wow.
During the Byzantine Empire, religious chants were taken to a high art form, using the unique scale of tones that mark this music as distinct from the 12 semitones of classical and modern European music. In modern times, Greek singers such as Demis Roussos and Nana Mouskouri have gone on to international fame, but the last word I will give to one of my personal all-time favourite artists, the Greek electronic music pioneer Vangelis. In a career spanning decades from the 1960s to the 2000s, Vangelis developed a unique sound that became noticed by television and film producers, with his work featuring in Carl Sagan's Cosmos, Blade Runner, 1492, Oliver Stone's Alexander, and Chariots of Fire.
Never heard about this music, and I'm talking about culture, but I know so little about culture. Cultures, and when you look at this, wow. Век живи, век учись. I was repeating before, Russian phrase, 1 year, 1 century live, century learn, something like this. Stupid translation, but it makes sense.
The latter for which he was awarded an Oscar for Best Soundtrack. His passing earlier this year was the catalyst for me in wanting to produce this presentation about his country and people, and it is to his memory that I dedicate this work.
Wow.
And that's Greece. I hope you enjoyed this two-part presentation of its history, geography, economy, and culture. I want to especially thank Jeff Knorr for the use of his wonderful rendition of the Epitaph of Seikilos that forms the title music to this video. You can hear the full suite of variations of this most ancient of melodies if you
Yes, it is advertisement, and I completely glad that we had this opportunity to listen this music. And right now we will have opportunity to look for prices in apartments, or maybe houses in Greece. As I promised to you before, it will be named. It will be Athens. But before we will start, I see a message from Lisa Marshall. Michigan has a lot of Coney Islands restaurants that have Greek dishes and are often run by Greek people. And yes, I believe you, of course, and come on, thank you for sharing with us, because yeah, we see that in the USA, the more USA is number one country where more like descendants from Greece, and I'm not surprised, because the USA giving such amazing opportunity for people to be yourself, and it is amazing. Right now we will use websites. I want to look this how it's named, name of this website which you Lisa gave to us. It is named Spitogatos. What? Let's look. Buy a part. Buy. For sale, maybe Greece. Let's look homes for sale. It will be number one. Yes. And I see your message. Yeah, you can help me. By the way, you can help me on Buy Me a Coffee. I'm still trying, and I will collect money for my first ever car. I don't know, maybe it is too ambitious to want to have a car, and but thank you for Lisa Marshall for this support. I appreciate that you're helping with this. And yeah, Brenda Snow, you say the Greeks can cook anything, any style. And yes, it is amazing. Hello, Samnonia from, yes, hello. And looks like they can cook, maybe because they have more tourists than population. Because we heard today information that Greece has, every year before COVID, has like 16 million people, tourists who was arriving and visiting their country. But population of Greece, 10.5 million people, like more tourists than locals. It is interesting situation. And yes, homes for sale, we will look in apartment 75 square feet, 100. It is Athens, is it? Yes, A was Athens. I would say it is expensive. It is in euros, but still. It is, no, 75 square feet. 75 square feet. I'm dreaming here to have in Houston my own apartment. We can compare example here with Houston, because sometimes I'm looking for this, but it is reminding me a little bit American style because of these cooking islands. Maybe this is why it is reminding a little bit American style. It has even own balcony, quite in the center of this city. I think maybe that's why it is quite expensive. Okay, I love what I see, but again, it is expensive, 180,000 euros. Okay, we can see here it has one bathroom, 6th floor, 2 bedrooms, and it is like floor 6th. Floor 6, it is quite nice. They have view can change a lot. Maybe that's why it is expensive. But locations, they do not have swimming pool, garden, but it is like apartments. What did you expect? Let's look another one. It is like they call this home. I know. Another apartment, 100. It is like less by square meters, but looks amazing. 4th floor, one bedroom and one bathroom. We can see this. It is 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. So it looks cute, but it is like expensive. What can I say? Because the previous one looked had more space. Yes. Anyway, I like style, and it looks like amazing. Why they did this like it is hotel, this it is like, anyway, it looks amazing. What can I tell? Amazing view, like on other balcony. You can hear neighbors. Yes, maybe one day I need to look. Yes, in Houston, I was looking apartments in Houston. They looks amazing too. Apartments, Houston, just to compare. Zillow. Yeah, I was looking yesterday, and sometimes when you are starting to look, you're like, wow. And I love this area, close to Montrose area. Where is it? And Memorial Park. Here. Maybe we need to make prices less. No more than 100, like 60,000. Oh, 200,000, it is too expensive. Maybe 150. You can buy the minimum showing like, oh, no one for 150s. Not to rent, for sale. Apply. Let's show like, yeah, here we are. In this area, you can see that yesterday I was looking for this one. It looks crazy cool. 135, it is apartments. It is like 1 bedroom apartments. It is crazy. Crazy cool. And just compare to how much it is square meters. Yes, in Houston it is cheaper. I was just trying to compare with the things. It is much cheaper in Houston, you can find, and location in Houston, I love this. Here in Athens it is like expensive. Yeah, it looks maybe, I don't know, different style, everything different. This one cheaper, like same 1 bedroom apartment, but you can find here pool. Yes, I saw here pool. Yes, you can find here pool. Like that's why. Here they do not have pool. Okay, interesting to compare sometimes these things. Quite silent chat I see. Quite silent chat. And I see your message. Houston is so expensive, but at least there is an RV park. If anything, you can pay $700 rent out an RV. Wow, I did, yeah. Compared to what? Like, if you have apartment in Houston, you like can live like a king here. Because you will save so much money on this, on apartments, and compared to Athens, it looks like Houston is cheaper. If I'm looking on apartments, compared to other cities, looks like Houston anyway cheaper compared to New York. It depends. Compared to maybe smaller cities, maybe it is not maybe Houston more expensive compared to example smaller cities of yeah. Can you stay where you are until you finish university? It's better not to ask me. Nobody is Jack is is Heather is kind, Steven is kind, and yeah, they say that I can live here now for sure. Thank you for asking these questions. And anyway, I think that for today it was more than enough live stream. We tried to understand a little bit more about Greece. I found out that Greece has much more vessels than Russia. For such a small country, yes, it is cool. And Heather said, yes, he can stay here as long as he needs. Thank you, Heather. I am quite lucky with your support, and I appreciate this. Yeehaw. Thank you, Heather. Yes. And yeah, it is fascinating. I'm lucky with this situation, with my situation. I can study and continue my dedication. Yeah, I'm lucky with this. And yes, we try to then understand with Greece. Greece is turned out has a lot of vessels, quite like double less than Russia. But if we will compare population of Russia, Russia has times more than Greece. Population of Russia 145 millions of people, population of Greece 10.5 millions of people. But Greece has 120 warships, Russia has 290 warships. Also, it is an interesting comparison for me. And Greece has more tourists than locals. 16 millions of people in Greece, tourists, before COVID. But 10.5 millions of people, it is. Yeah, I think that is fascinating numbers, just helping you to understand a lot. And yes, thank you all of you for your support. I appreciate this a lot. I hope that for you this live stream was interesting. I try to compare things as always, and it is key helping me to understand a lot of things. And I'm wishing you to be yourself. I'm wishing you to improve yourself. You're amazing. You're enough. Thank you for everything what you are doing. I'm hugging you. And as always, see you next time.